Joining us now, South Carolina Congress members. We have Nancy Mace from Great Charleston area and Ralph Norman from the Rock Hill area, which is close to Charlotte, a different state though. But thank you so much for being with us. We're so glad to have y'all here. And y'all drove about 2 hours each to get here, so thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
So what are the issues when you are out in Charleston? What are some of the issues that you hear? Is it inflation? Is that the #1 issue, or crime?
Yeah, the #1 issue is inflation. And I represent a swing district. It's very purple. That is by far, hands down, the #1 issue that people are talking about. The other issue is crime and immigration. Open borders isn't working for us. And just a few miles down the road from here, a few weeks ago, 2 kilos of fentanyl was found. That's enough to kill 1 million people in South Carolina, or about 20% of our population. It's a huge issue for us.
Congressman, how about you? What are your constituents
Pretty much the same thing, Ainsley, but Americans are scared. We went from a booming economy 2 years ago to basically an economy that's in the ditches. And Americans want change. That's why you're seeing the record number of people in Georgia that are coming out to vote. South Carolina will be no exception. So it's time for a change, and I think people realize it. And they realize words will not work. We've got to do something.
You know what? A friend of mine lives in Charlotte, and she had her kids at a wonderful school there, hard to get into, and they went completely woke. She pulled her kids out, and now they're at a Christian school, and I saw her yesterday, and she said, I am so grateful that they were accepted to this other school, and I'm so happy. It's a private Christian school. We are seeing wokeness come into our schools in South Carolina. I expect that in New York, but not here.
Well, that's why we've got to stop it. And actually, it's with people. The Biden administration is made up of people. And as they say in the South, you can't win the Kentucky Derby with Shetland ponies. We got to get people in places of power that can make a difference, and now more than ever.
And Nancy, you know the crime issue. I mean, it affected you firsthand. What did they do to your house?
Yeah, well, they spray painted my house a year ago. Actually, my house was trespassed on for the 2nd time in a year in August. But the wokeness, to go back to that, I ran into a Democrat who moved from New York just a year ago to our district in the 1st Congressional District. And that is the reason she's voting for a Republican for the first time in her life. And I talked to Democrats and independents and Republicans because it's a very purple district.
Right.
But that is another issue that she brought up, not just inflation, but the wokeness that she's seeing across the country in South Carolina. It is an issue.
Well, at least she's not bringing her politics with her. But are you worried about that? Charleston is flooded. My sister lives there. It is flooded with a lot of New Yorkers, a lot of Northerners coming down because they know the secret sauce in South Carolina. And Charleston's
well, they
such a
also know
special
it's a
place.
purple district, and I'm in a battleground district. It's very much a swing district. If folks want to help, we're in the last week of the race. We're still raising money. It's nancymace.org. I need the help because I'm the only competitive race in the nation, but it is an issue. It's why Democrats are coming down to South Carolina, and some of them are bringing their issues, and some of them gratefully are not, because I'm talking to every single voter from every walk of life, and they understand that Biden's policies, not just Halloween, but it's scary, right? He's been on the wrong side of every single issue, and I went to the store this weekend for Halloween, bought candy. Candy was up 40%.
No.
Cost of eggs and bacon and gas, everything is so expensive.
Yeah, I mean, have you noticed the prices? What are you seeing in your grocery store? Steve Ducey was in the grocery store and said ketchup was $8. Duke's mayonnaise, Miss Dyson was telling me Duke's mayonnaise used to be $3. That's what everyone eats here. Duke's mayonnaise is famous here. And she said now it's up to almost $6.
And that's if you can get it.
Right.
I mean, I've never seen the shortage of basic product, milk, eggs, grits, which we love here in the South.
Yes, sir.
So it's just a combination of inflation that's hitting every American, particularly those on fixed incomes.
That's right. Well, I wish y'all the best in your races. Only, 8 more days. So we're here in South Carolina talking to y'all, and we're going to hear from the voters, everyone who's wonderful to show up here at Lizard's Thicket. God bless you. Thank you for being with us.
Appreciate it.